Hello students, welcome back to Science Online Classes. I am Jafar Basha, your science teacher. Dear students, in the previous classes we studied about the lesson introduction also sustainable management of natural resources. In this one, we discussed how to use that, how to save it, how to conserve, and how to be avoid the damage or the unwanted usage of these resources by using 5R rules. Is it now? Remember that 5R rules. If we are following strictly, then at a certain level we can conserve these natural resources. Okay. So the question will arise: why do we need to manage our resources? Why should we manage? Why should we think about that resources? The question will arise. So remember, before answering this question, some of the information. For example, we are concerned about our roads in front of our homes. We are concerned about the buildings. We are concerned about our food. We are concerned about our beauty. We are concerned about our clothes. Like this, what we are consuming, what we are using, we are concerning about that, but we are not concerning about the environment, about these natural resources. Why? Because we don't know how we are getting our daily needs. For example, we are using that one wood for the windows, for the doors. When we are taking this wood, we are taking from the natural resources, means the forest, the trees. From the trees only we are getting the wood. The wood is using in our homes in the form of windows or the doors. Like that. For example, we are using the clocks. Where this comes from? It is also comes from that one plants, trees, from the forest. So we are not concerning about that one environment and natural resources. We are concerning about with this one. So remember, these natural resources are not unlimited, they are limited. And as we know that one, the population, human being population is increasing in a tremendous way, uncountable way, at a very fast speed. So if the population increases, the requirements is also increases. If the tremendous rate of the population increases, then the use of natural resources is also tremendous. If we are using that uncountably the natural resources for the sake of our human beings in a illegal way, which is not planned. So if we are using like this, then all the resources will empty. They are all acid. So how can we use in the future? So that's why, because of using the natural resources in our next generation, we have to be managed. We have to be used in a better way, so that we can also satisfy with the natural resources, so that we can save the natural resources for our next generation. Understood? So that's why we have to be managed. Another factor, we have to be think about that one, to exploit the natural resources. We are exploiting the natural resources, we are destroying the natural resources in the form of pollution also. Human being, our activities, we are getting polluting the environment, so that the natural resources are exploited by damage. For example, so we are going to the mining process, extraction of metals. During the extraction of metals, the slag will produce. That slag will introduce us into the water, so that is get polluted. As we know that one, water resources available for our use is very limited. We cannot use that one sea water, salty water. The river water only we can use, stream water, ponds water, lakes water. So these are limited. So maybe 1% or 2%, that's it. So this limited of natural resources, we have to be think how to use in a good way, in a better way. We have to be satisfied and have to be kept safe for the next generation. Understood everyone? So different ways there are exploitation of wood from the forest, wildlife we are destroying for the wood, and particularly for the medicines also we are using that one natural resources, forest resources for the medicine purposes. So many purposes are there, we are exploiting the natural resources. But we have to be think where we are using that one, we have to be regrow. And so because they we can renewable, these are the renewable resources, they can be renewable. So if we are have to be take that one, we have to be plant. So we have to be think that one to replenish, to renewable. If you are not thinking about that one, so all the resources will exploit, and in next in future we don't have any natural resources to use it, and we will face a lot of problems. So many problems already we are facing, such as the global warming. Is it not? Global warming is a biggest issue. Not only that one, the depletion of ozone layer, that sea level water is rising, then cyclone, earthquake, tsunami. These are the so many natural calamities we are hearing and we are seeing in the world. Why it is takes place? Because of that the exploitation of natural resources. There is an imbalance in the ecology, ecosystem. Imbalance in the ecosystem. Who are making this? We only. So that's why we have to be better use and we have to be manage the natural resources. In this one, we will study about that one, the forest and the wildlife. Forest and wildlife. I want to show the forest and the wildlife. After that one, we will discuss that. Okay. These forests are the biodiversity hotspots. One measure of the biodiversity of an area is the number of species found here. However, the range of different life forms such as bacteria, fungi, ferns, flowering plants, animals, nematodes, insects, birds found is also important. One of the main aims of conservation is to try to preserve the biodiversity. We have inherited experiments and field studies suggestion that loss of diversity may lead to the loss of ecological stability. What about the stakeholders? We all use various forest products. See, the people who live in or around the forest are depend on forest produce for various aspects of their life. The forest department of the government which owns the land and controls the resources from forest. The industrialist from those who use tendu leaves to make beads to make to the one with the paper mills who use various forest produce but are not dependent on the forest in any one area. The wildlife and the nature enthusiasts who want to conserve nature in its pristine form. So like this, the forest and the wildlife resources are exploiting with the cause of our sake. So we have to be managed well the forest and the wildlife resources. So many different intentions are there to use the forest and forest products. We have to be managed well. I hope you understand. So many different things is also there to discuss in the forest because it is a big topic about the forest, how to use that in a sustainable way, how to manage, how to renewable and how to preserve it for the next generation. So in the next videos we will continue the lesson. Thank you, Anita.